Hi guys, good day everyone. As you all know, my name is Digital Technology. I'm a graphic designer. So today I'm going to be teaching you guys all you need to know about typography in graphic design. So first of all, you need to know the meaning of typography and the important things about typography before we dive into our system to show you how typography works and how you can make use of typography in a graphic design and how to beautify your write-ups. So first of all, I'm going to define typography for you. According to what I have here in my notes, typography is the art of working with type, which means type here means text or copy. In the same way that designers work with visuals of piece of designers to generate meaning, import ideas in their work, typography does that too. Do you understand? So now I'm going to tell you the two main important things in typography. The two main important things in typography are legibility and readability. You understand? The two main things that are very important in typography is legibility and readability. Legibility legibility here means that your work, your typography should convey a meaning. Then readability means that your typography should be readable to people. You understand? That your typography should be readable to people. So now let's dive into my system. I'll show you how you can be making use of typography in Photoshop, the tools that you'll be using in typography and how you make use of it and how you can beautify it to change the colors, fonts, all this. So let's so hi guys, good day everyone. Today I'll be talking much on typography and how you can make use of typography. Typography simply means text or copy. So I'll be showing you how you can create um, text on your designs. You understand? All these things I'm showing you, once we move into design, I'll start using all of them fully. I won't have time to start showing you all this again. So if you know all the previous video I've given to you, or the ones I've not give I will still give to you. Just try and make sure you watch all of them, even the ones on color, um shapes, all those things. Just try and master all of them. So today the tool we are going to use for typography is this tool. As far as Photoshop is concerned, this is the only tool I know that you can use for typography, though it has families too, but this is the only tool that you can use for typography. It's called um text type 2, sorry, it's called type 2. So now before we move on, we have to create a layer, because we can't just work here. As you can see, all the layers here are blank, there's nothing here. So for us to create layer, we go to file, we click on new to create a layer. You understand? So or we can press N, control N, not M, I said N, control N. If you press control N, this thing will pop up. Let me press it again, control N. You understand? So here you can make out any type of layer you want, the size or anything. You can choose in inches, you can choose in pixel, you can choose in inches, just any measurement you want. You understand? Any measurement you can measure in. You can choose in centimeter, you can choose in millimeters, you can choose in points, picas and columns. But I normally use inches because that is the one I know how to measure, inches, because Photoshop doesn't measure in feet. You understand? Photoshop doesn't measure in feet. Then remember to put your resolution 300. The higher the size of the image, the lower the resolution. The lower the size of the image, the higher the resolution. So now this is 8 inches by 11 inches, resolution 300. So this size is the size I normally use for A4. So I click OK. You understand? So we have created a layer, as you can see. Look at the layer here. So I don't like this white. I can create, I want to work on a dark background. So first of all, I click on this icon here, and I remember what I showed you in color. Then I click on solid colors and I pick black. The code for black is 000. Pure black is 00. Black without the mix of any other color, whether white or anything, is 000. So I create it. As you can see, this is my white layer, my white background here. This is my black background, as you can see. You understand? So we now move. We click on these two. We select these two. For example, now that I want to type maybe something like Nigeria. So as you can see, this Nigeria now. This is Nigeria. You understand? So remember this write up. I taught you how to expand a background the same way you can use it and expand a write up. Remember this thing were small, so I have to increase it. So for me to increase it, I'll just hold shift. For me to increase it, I'll just hold shift button. Don't leave it. Then I will left click and hold. You understand? If I want to expand, if you want to expand, just make sure you are using this 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't use all these ones at the center, these blocks at the center. So if I want to expand, I'll just hold shift, then click and hold, then I'll drag. Come here. Make sure you're holding shift. So if you don't hold shift, it will give you a different thing. You understand? So I've expanded it. Then is either I press enter button or I mark this good, so that this line now will go to its original form. So I will click here. As you can see, it has gone to its original form. So I can now work anything I want to work. So as you can see, this Nigeria now, if I want on this Nigeria, I can, if I want on this Nigeria now, I can change the color of this Nigeria. It's very, very simple. For example, now I want to use something like green. Do you understand? So I just have to click on this type 2. Select this type 2. Then you go to the top bar corner here. You see where the block that contains color. So what you have to do is just click on the color, then this thing will pop out. Then from here you can now choose any color you want. This is light green. If I want to make it dark, look at the light green here, this circle here. So if I want to make it dark, I will come down a dark, understand? But I think I'm working on a dark background, so let me make it lighter. Understand? So this is it. Then I remember the color of Nigeria is green and white. So if I want it to have a white outline here, I showed you when we were creating shapes. So I'll just have to come to this effect, click on it, then click on stroke. This is stroke. Then the reason why you're not seeing it is because this is a black background and the color is black, so I have to select white from here. As you can see, it has a white outline now. So if I want to increase the size of the white, this size, then I'll just increase it to something like 10. Do you understand? So this is um how to change color of your typography. Then again, how to change the font. Font is this particular character we are using now. Do you understand? You can download font, you can buy font, but there must be a font that came with your window. There is original font in your window. So if you don't need it, you can buy font. Like if I want to change this, what is the name of this font now is Area Black. That is the name of this font. So if I want to change from this Area Black now, uh, yeah, I have a lot of fonts here. This one is 28 days font. Yeah, so I normally use this font when I want to design something like party. I bought this font from my friend. So 28 days font. As you can see, the character of this right up now has changed. You understand? It has changed now. So now I can change to any other font I want. Look at this font. Look at this font too. If this will be okay for my design, I will use it. You understand? Then this is another font too. So this is how to change font. Let's not waste much of our time. This is how to change font. But the only advice I normally give to people, especially my fellow graphic designers, is anytime you are doing a graphics job, make sure you don't work with more than 3 fonts. In fact, two is okay. 2 fonts is okay safe in any design you are doing. 2 fonts is okay, but if you must make it much, don't work with 3 different fonts. 2 is okay, or just work with 3. You understand? If you apply much font in your work, it will not be fine. What beautifies your graphic design is not the amount of font you apply in it. And anytime you want to do a graphic design too, don't apply much color. 2 colors is okay. 2 or 3 colors is okay in your work. You understand? If you too much of everything will make it not look nice. Do you understand? So this is how to change font. At least I've shown you how to change font. I don't even have anything that I want to design safe. You understand? I don't have any more thing I want to design. This tutorial now is just more of font. So this Nigeria now, you understand? This Nigeria now. Okay, let me change this background to something like dark green. Let me see if that will be okay. So from here, I have to create a layer. We are not here for designing, for creating layers or to design anything. We are just here to, but at least I showed you how to create color. So I pick green. Then I have to bring it up by clicking this arrow. The green is now on top, so I'll use my bucket pen to pour the green here. So this is the green. Hope you understand. So from this layer now, for me to make it dark, I already have dark background. I can slide that is the opacity, change the blending mode of the opacity so that it will penetrate to that dark. So this is now a dark green. Yes. So now the next thing I want to show you is that this Nigeria here, you can actually change it to golden color. So you can actually change it to golden color. So by clicking on this effect here, that is this effect here now, click on it. Then what else? Once you click on it, then you go to gradient overlay. So this gradient overlay now, if you look at it, the color of this thing has changed. So it's now left for you to add golden color here by, you understand? If you click here, this gradient, if you click here, you can now, this box here contains black paint, and this box here contains white paint, and they are gradient to these two. So now, as you can see, you can only see white and black paint here. So I would add let me say something like brown, because I want to make it to look good. You understand? So as you can see, this black here has changed to somehow golden color, then on top is white. So this white now, you still have to change it. Can change it by applying a lighter brown. So as you can see, it's yellow and brown that makes up a golden color. You understand? So that is it. So another effect you can add to your typographies is this bevel overlay. Wait, let me cancel it. Let me zoom. I didn't save what I did though. Wait, let me do it fast. Gradient overlay. Gradient overlay. I click here. Add color. Okay, then click here. Add color. So for example, that this is the golden color. Then anything I do, any change, I have to click OK for it to save. Then now, look at another effect you can add to your typography. This effect here, you go to this bevel. This bevel, as you can see what this bevel, the shape this bevel gave our let me remove it so I see the difference. You can see the normal typography with the normal Nigeria. Then you just added an effect here. Then as it is now, you can increase the texture of the bevel. You understand? This effect now will make your write-up to look a bevel in a bevel form, as if it is 3D, but it's not 3D. So now we have texture, we have contour and texture. This texture will make it to be rough. Can you see it? So this texture now will make it to be rough. You can reduce the scale, and you can reduce the depth too. You understand? So have you seen how we have beautified our write-up? So another thing is to add shadow. You understand? We have two types of shadow. We have, okay, another one is to add shadow. This is shadow. But before we add shadow, I want to show you something. You know, this is a dark background, so and shadow is always dark. So let me change this thing to, let me off this too. So you see how shadow works. You understand? So you see how shadow works. So now we click on the effect again. We go to drop shadow. This drop shadow now. Shadow, you cannot change the color of shadow because it's always dark. Your shadow is dark. So now you can change the distance of your shadow. You understand? The distance you are equal to the write-up, but as I changed it now, the shadow now came out. So you can change the distance. You understand? The distance of the shadow. You can spread the shadow. That is for, you understand, for it to be thick or light, like for it to be bigger or smaller. Then you can also change the size of the shadow, so for it to be fainty, the size, if you increase it, have you seen it? It has spread. The size has spread. You understand? The size of the shadow has spread. Then what else again? What else again? What else again? Then the position of the shadow. You can change the opacity. Opacity is for it to be fainty or a light too. So you can change the opacity of the shadow from here. You can see what the effect is giving me. So now the next thing we are going to do here now is what is the next thing we're supposed to do to change the position of the shadow. You can make the shadow to come from the right or to come from the left. That one is very easy. You just have to left click and hold, then drag the shadow anywhere you want it to go. If I want it to go this side, I'll drag it this side. If I want it to go this side, I'll drag it this side. If I want it to come down, it will come down. If I want it to go up, I'll just drag it up. You understand? So another place you can change the position of the shadow is from this angle minus 148, angle 90 degrees. So you know the particular angle you want to place it. So that is it for effects. So you can still check all these things out. This inner shadow too. That is the shadow that comes at the edge of the this thing. That is the shadow that comes from the edge of the right up to inside. You understand? So this drop shadow is the one that comes from the right up to drop on the background. So this inner shadow now is the one that comes inside this. You can see the effect, but I don't like it, so I don't need to use it here. This inner glow too and stain. You understand? Color overlay. I've shown you color overlay when we are doing shapes. So pattern overlay, you still apply all of them and know how all of them will work for you. Then I click OK. Let me bring back my background. So this is it. You have seen how our typography now looks. So what else again? I will show you grid because I use grid to position typography. Grid, I go to view. When I go to view, I go to show. I go to show grid. You understand? I normally use grid to position my right tops. You can see what appeared here as a net. So let me remove the grid. So this grid now, look at how this grid work. So for example now, for me to duplicate this right up now, I just have to click this so it will come back to its original line. Then I hold Alt. Once I hold Alt, then I left click and drag down. I've duplicated it. Left click and drag down. If you want to know if it will duplicate, just look at what you're going to do. So for example, now that I have this right up, so be Kelvin, then this one to be Chimuanya. So for example, I have this right up like this, and maybe this one is smaller. Let me reduce the size, and this one is smaller. For example, as you can see, this right up now is scattered. So for me to arrange it and make all of them to come in at the center, I have to use my grid. I bring out my grid, then I check the line I want them to follow. So if I click on this thing now, I want them to use this line now. So I just have to shift this one to this line. That is, this center box will be at this line. This is now how to arrange typography. I'm now teaching you how to arrange typography. Then I click on this one. As you can see, this one, the block of this one is at the center here. and the block of this one is not at the center, so I have to bring it here. I have to shift it back, click on this one again. This block of this one is here, that is the center of this one is in this line. And then I have to shift this one till the center touches this line too. So that is how to make use of grid. Then I have to arrange this one to touch the center. So as you can see, if I remove this grid now, you discover that all these write-up are centered at the same place. So this is what you need to know about typographies. You can go to a font website and download as much as you want. Another thing I want to show you is that in case you don't want to expand this by yourself, you can use this in case you want to increase the size of your write-up. This one is, if I put it in 72 to reduce, then if I put it in something like 200, okay, 300 for example, as you can see, it has increased. You see it now, it has increased. So, and another thing is, let me use this one for the second example. This bold and italic here, regular, as you can see, it makes your write-up to be regular. Then this italic, it makes it to be slanty, to be in italic form. This bold makes it to be bold. Then this bold italic makes it to be bold and also in italic form. So that is it, guys. This is what you need to know about typographies and how to add color. Then there's another thing I need to show you. Wait, let me hide this thing. There's another thing I need to show you guys. Wait. I want to show you how you can add text, how you can add pictures to your typography. Like this Chimoyana, if I want this Chimoyana to have image inside it, what I will do is, let me increase the image first. I will go to my Photoshop and bring the image. Let me say, for example, I want to, okay, let me use my picture. Let me use my own picture. So much like this picture. For example, I want to, let me say, if I want to use this picture now, and I'll drag it and add it inside the Photoshop. I'll touch this bar and make sure that this plus sign is showing. Then I'll leave it. Then I'll now drag this one and enter and touch the bar of the work I'm doing. Then drag it inside. Then release my hand. Then for me to add this image to this text, I just have to use this text and cover the image. It is Chima, and then I'll right click on this text now and click on create clipping mask. Can you see it? This image now has entered this text. Do you know why? Because the image is on top of this write-up Chimoyana. So once I create clipping marks on top of this write-up Chimoyana, the image will automatically enter that write-up. You understand? So that is how to add image. I'll still show you how to use this thing on designs, but today we're only learning about typographies. You understand? So thank you very much for watching this video. See you in the next class, and make sure you practice and do all the assignments. You understand? Practice anything I teach you here. Make sure you practice it. Anything I teach you here, make sure you do what? Practice it. Anything I do here, make sure you practice it. Thank you very much. See you in the next class.